Hey guys, it's your boy Arj, and the guy MaSTAR Media just released a new animation for his attempt at what the Broly film will look like. It's his fan animation. I'm a big fan of all his animations and I just saw his new one, and I'm going to give you my review and thoughts on it right now. But before we begin guys, don't forget to smash that subscribe button to enter our Nintendo Switch giveaway, which ends on September the 5th. That's right guys, one click and you're in, so get that done now. But moving on, let's get right into this video. So he starts off with that disclaimer in Japanese and English. I think it just gives a bit of, you know, je ne sais quoi, a little bit of promotion for who's sponsoring him. Good. And then Broly part 1. Alright, so they start off in that area, that desert area where they left off in the end of Dragon Ball episode 131. Interesting, in his variant they are in base form fighting. Some really good animation. I've seen this animation in his Anime War series as well. And then we see planet Earth and Frieza entering orbit. Now that Frieza spaceship, I can tell he hasn't gotten that from anything, he's drawn that himself. Pretty good. And we see Frieza looking out onto the snowy landscape where we know all the fighting is going to take place. Paragus and of course Broly. Interesting to say though, his Broly is not traced at all. That is his version of Broly, the one that actually looks a lot like Akumo, which is what he used to call that character. We see Goku and Vegeta reacting. Vegeta saying, just as I was about to win that match. Interesting as well, he's not using Shintani's new style of animation. He's using the classic Dragon Ball Super style, and some good animation there for flying. The spaceship lands and we see our heroes coming right at them. Goku looking eager as hell, as you'd expect. He sees the ship and he jumps down. Now I've seen this animation in an episode, I'm not sure which one. But then they see Paragus and Frieza. And Frieza says, sorry for dropping on Earth, but he's brought someone he thinks they should see. And that really makes sense of what he would probably say in the actual movie. He'd probably tell them he found something very interesting, probably keep it secretive, and then let them find out about Broly. Now, it's a good little cool thing here where he says Vegeta initially thinks that the person he's talking about is Paragus, which may very well happen. That sounds legit. Like, he may think it's Paragus, thinking that power level is way too small, that man's too old, and then he points to Broly standing there. Again, who looks completely just like Akumo. Nothing like the Broly we know from the movie. They're reacting, saying they've never seen it before, that he's suppressing his ki. And now this is where the genius part of this animation comes in, because MaSTAR Media knows that Paragus does have in his pocket a little remote control, and it does have these two buttons, a green and a red. And I was thinking that this does in fact increase Broly's power at will, and that is exactly what he's done here. The green button to increase his power to 40%, and just as we saw, Akumo / Broly enters the yellow-eyed stage, his first form, and already at this power, look how demonic he looks. And then they use the little "Get 'em Broly" voice cut from the trailer, and then Broly goes in straight for Vegeta just like in the trailer. It'd be cool if he had kept Vegeta's coat, but I guess that'd be quite hard to animate. And then he takes this scene where they grab each other, and then Vegeta's saying, oh, he's so strong, absurdly strong here. And then we have a close-up again of Broly, who has this super long face, sharp face. He looks like the Joker. Energy flying all over the place as they keep fighting. Vegeta turns Super Saiyan 2, cool little scene here. And he's trying to get an attack in on Broly. He hits him, direct hit, and Broly just smiles. Really good stuff. This is exactly how I'd imagine it to happen. Broly in yellow-eyed form is obviously the same level as Super Saiyan Blue, so he should be able to take out Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 with ease. And he does exactly that. But then, even though Goku then gets ready, Goku for some reason goes into Super Saiyan 2 as well. He must be confident even though he just saw Vegeta get absolutely bodied. I was thinking he was going to use much of the scenes he actually used in the original Broly trailer. I thought he was going to recycle a lot of these scenes, but he's done this all brand new. So obviously some of these obviously been traced, so you can see some of this is recognizable from episodes of Dragon Ball Z, but on the most part he's done a lot here that is new, and it's really impressive actually. Goku and Vegeta stand back before they start saying they start talking about quite rightly that this Saiyan hasn't even turned into a Super Saiyan yet is keeping up with their Super Saiyan 2 version, and they need to be scared. And that is exactly what's going to happen in the movie. They're going to realise what the hell is going on. The guy's literally going to stay at the same form and be beating them in blue form, and then they'll see what happens when he transforms, and that's going to shock both of them. As we saw in the trailer actually near the end, we see some back and forth between Frieza and Paragus saying that he knew that BROLY was going to be enough for these two. But then we see Vegeta and Goku talk about Super Saiyan God, and they both transform. And look at that Vegeta Super Saiyan God form, man. That is a brilliant form. I wish he had this for more in the actual episode, but you'll see in a minute it doesn't last very long. They get a couple of hits in, and then it's pretty much over for both of them. We see a little brief moment here where Frieza says that he found him on a rogue planet and that he was the strongest in the universe. So not too much backstory there, but that is pretty much what I think will happen. Obviously, I think Chi will be the one who finds BROLY, probably having a crush on BROLY after BROLY saves her from the beast. She will be the one that brings him to Frieza. But nonetheless, we get back into the fighting. Both of them land a 2-punch on BROLY, which I've never seen before in an anime episode. So I think he's done this all by himself, no tracing at all. Completely his own animation, and it looks awesome. Absolutely great. And then this bit, which looks completely different to the rest of the animation, is of course from Notorious Luke. It looks so different. Maybe they could have done a bit more to make this look more like the rest of the animation, but it looks cool. This is more Shintani than what MaSTAR Media was doing. You can tell immediately when it switches back into MaSTAR Media's work. And then we have this scene where they both kick BROLY at the same time. That is exactly from one of the episodes, the later episodes of Dragon Ball Super, when they both hit Jiren. And yeah, and then he takes both Super Saiyans down. That is actually just a picture of 2 Vegetas from an anime episode put together. He's just drawn it for Kakarot as well. He stands over them saying they're worthy opponents, and not much happens before they just immediately turn into Super Saiyan Blue, which I don't know what will happen actually, how they'll turn into Super Saiyan Blue. They might just be doing this whole testing thing of BROLY going through the forms in the real movie, but here they just turn to Super Saiyan Blue after being blown up, and here it's time where they get serious. So in the actual movie trailers and pictures so far, we have not seen Kaioken Blue or Evolution Blue, but MaSTAR Media has brought it out for this, as you see. And Kaioken Blue, yeah, it just looks okay, but the Evolution Blue animation he's done here with the sparkly effects looks awesome. Vegeta gets his time to shine here, and you can just see that he just looks way more interesting than Goku. So this scene where his hair turns dark blue is a complete throwback to when his hair turned golden back in when he turned a Super Saiyan. So he's taken that from that scene, and he just works. It just works. Like, it's really done well. His signature shine on the characters as well. It looks great, and BROLY does look quite shocked as well, looking at Vegeta in this new form. Kaioken Blue, not so much. Paragus understandably then says he needs to raise the limit. I don't know how much he actually raises it by. Is it by 10% or not? But as soon as he raises this percentage, BROLY immediately transforms into something great. I don't know, I think he must have got this from the BROLY movie, but the animation here is great. Everything blows apart, and BROLY is now in his Super Saiyan form. I don't know if this is legendary or his Super Saiyan. When he comes out of the smoke and he's in his Super Saiyan form. So this is not quite complete legendary, at least I'd assume. But yeah, that is pretty much it, and then it goes into to be continued, and he thanks Notorious Luke for his work. And this is a great part 1, I have to say, to this series. I'm really excited to see what he does with part 2. I think it might just be a 2-part series at the pace that it's moving right now. I think it's going to end next episode, another 10-minute episode, which is a shame. I'd rather it go for quite a few parts, just like Anime War did. I'd like it to go basically all the way until December. That would be really cool, because he'd rack up a ton of views as well. But yeah, that's up to him. Good work to MaSTAR. That was my review. Yeah, pretty good. Some bits I don't agree will actually happen in the story, but this is his version. This is what he thinks will happen, and I look forward to more. Until next video, guys. Cheers.